Thanks for staying with us For the Record. Joining me now is Lauren Rodgers, owner of IB Construction and Development, LLC. Lauren, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Tell me about your business.
So my business was birthed from my grandfather. He was a brick mason for 40 years. He had his own company, 60 years. He had his own company for 40. In 2016, I moved to Rhode Island, fell in love with the construction process. And when I came home to back to South Carolina, that's where IB Construction and Development started. So we specialize in masonry, painting, and post-construction clean. Wow. And construction actually is a means to an end to development. So out of IB Construction and Development, I have ATB Development, where we support market rate and affordable housing projects.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how did you team up with CommunityWorks?
So with Tammy Hoy Hawkins, the previous CEO, I followed her from the Northside Development Group when she went to CommunityWorks, and she and I stayed in touch. And as wanting to be an emerging developer, she advised me of the line of credit program. Yeah. Because capital to support development projects is very hard to obtain, especially being a minority developer, whether it be female or a person of color. And so she invited me to a real estate development 101 course that they had, and that's actually where I met my development partner and mentor, F.A. Johnson.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. So I would imagine when you came back to South Carolina and you wanted to start this company, being that it is construction and development, there are so many big players in the field.
Oh, absolutely.
And then for you to try to get your footing,
right,
literally had to be terrifying.
Absolutely. And then being a female in the industry, like that's another barrier. But overall, it's been a great experience. My mentors, they have definitely guided me through the process, and I enjoy it every day because construction, from what people think is just brick and mortar, there's so much that goes into what you see as the facade.
Having CommunityWorks there from the start and along the way, walk me through mentally and emotionally how vital that was.
So it's like a dream come true because it's one of those things where, again, being a female and person of color in a construction space, it's a very hard barrier of entry. And so having CommunityWorks to bridge that gap of the financial piece, as LaTorri mentioned, like that was important and critical because a lot of traditional banks, they want you to have, experience or have the team that has experience. And you can't get experience without the job, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So through CommunityWorks, I've been able to partner with someone, my development partner, to help provide the experience and knowledge needed to be able to move forward with my goals.
And I imagine as you are going through these steps, you are doing it side by side with other people who are launching their businesses, and it almost creates a community within the community.
Oh, absolutely, because the emerging developer space it's small but big. And so you start getting to know people and you run into them, and everyone has a different breadth of knowledge. So being able to pull on those resources, and we're all moving in the same direction, so we're able to support each other.
And then how amazing is it that you found your mentor through the process?
Oh, it was great. Actually, I had asked, well, he kept mentioning we, and I was like, well, we can be a we and partner with me on this project. He obliged, he said yes, and so we're working on the Northside Development Group project in Spartanburg for 20 rental units and up to 32 townhomes for sale. So in the affordable housing space, and then we're looking at a project in Lancaster, so we're making South Carolina shake.
And it's got to be so gratifying, too, to know that you had a dream and you got help to start it. And now, in that space, you are helping so many people.
Oh, yeah. Look, this is 13 years in the making. So I remember asking, typically the mentors I've asked, it's been, money was given to them or they got their means some other way, but CommunityWorks came in and they did it.
For those watching who hear your story and hear the stories we've talked about and want to do it, but are still nervous, what do you say?
Be patient with yourself and ask again.
Yeah.
Because who you're asking may not be the right audience or the right person or the right time, but ask again and see what happens.
And help us out there?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for sharing your story and
Yeah.
being here.